Before we start, we want to let you know that the public can contribute an article to any publisher of any of our front page services simply by clicking the Contribute button located at the base of the front page. No registration required. In this how-to guide, we explain how to use the data entry fields and display options available when creating an article. If you are writing an article for inclusion in a front page and not the InfoPond app, simply ignore the fields identified as required for the InfoPond app. In order to create articles, you must be registered with InfoPond as an author, editor, publisher, or translator. To register, ask a publisher to invite you, or use the Contact Us form on our website. We shall process your application and get back to you as soon as we can. Once registered, to create an article, log into InfoPond and click Create Article. We shall explain how to author an article by starting from the top of the Create page and progress down. We continually update our services, so the exact location of fields may vary. We have also introduced the ability to collapse and expand sections when editing some pages. To expand a section, click the plus sign if one is displayed top right of a collapsible section. Sections provide the ability to direct a team member to edit a specific area of a page. Submit. This option is provided both at the top and bottom of the page. It is very important to note, your input is only saved if and when you click Submit. Otherwise, your input is not saved. To locate this page after it is saved, you must search for it by the title you define for this page. Back to list. This option is provided both at the top and bottom of the page. Only click this option if you do not want your changes to this page to be saved when you exit this page. Template checkbox. This is only available to be changed if you are allocated an administrative role. It permits administrators to create and display an example implementation of an article page. Templates are displayed at the beginning of the list of pages before other pages. Users can open a template to understand how to use fields to create an article page similar to that made by the template. Source language. This field defaults to English. Only change this if you are creating a page in a language other than English. But it is important to set this to the language you intend to use when creating an article. Organization. In Create and Edit modes, this field displays the organization that the logged-in user is associated to by InfoPond. When each user registers to contribute to InfoPond, if a user does not define an organization, then their name may be used as the title of the organization. Lock content. Check this option on if you do not want our translation services to overwrite the text you enter in this page. This lock only applies to the page in the language currently set in the source language field. For example, if you wish to lock the Italian version of this page, display the Italian version and select the Lock Content option, then click Submit. Title. InfoPond uses content in the title, page name, and search term field when performing a search for an article based on text entered by a user searching for an article. Titles should be brief and to the point. It is best not to start the title with words like the or a. It is also best not to use punctuation in titles and avoid plurals if possible. This makes matching a search term to an article title more efficient. If using the InfoPond app, the title is displayed to app users when in the map view and list view. Only the first 3 words are displayed in map view. Page name. The text you enter here is only displayed to and may be searched for by editors and publishers. Perhaps enter novel page code and name that publishers know to search for when looking for your work. Page URL. Each page in InfoPond is automatically allocated a unique identifier called a URL. This allocation happens after the initial time the Submit button is selected and is displayed when the page is next viewed. Enable publishers and editors to locate article. Check this option on if you wish to make this article visible for syndication by publishers and editors when they search for articles using our front page publishing services. Date. The author can set the date as they require. This date may be used by publishers and editors to locate current news articles and displayed to the public when they view your article, and displayed when a summary of your article is shown in our front page services. Search terms. When you move your cursor after completing the title field, Infopond automatically populates each word in the title field into the search terms field and places a comma between each word. You may add to this string of words in order to provide more search terms by which Infopond will identify this article as a relevant article when a user performs a search. For example, if you are creating an article about the State Library of Victoria, you may wish to add the word Melbourne into the search terms field, as this library is located in the city of Melbourne. You may also use this field to provide alternative spellings of words in the title field. Image. Use the relevant file selection tool to upload a portrait or landscape-orientated image and check the relevant display button to display the image or not. You can also select to align a narrow portrait image left, center, or right. Images are displayed at the top of the article. Infopond will scale the file size of the image that you upload to a size suitable for use with mobile devices. Display right arrow. If this option is checked on, a right-facing arrow is displayed to readers in the upper area of the article. If, when reading this page in a web browser, the reader clicks this arrow, their browser will open the web page located at the URL entered into the link arrow to this page field. This is useful where the article refers to another page or is continued in another page. Category and subcategory. If these fields are available to you, select the category appropriate to the content you are entering. If you are an author contributing an article for use in an e-publication, then select Publication as the category. Then select the appropriate subcategory. Correct definition of these fields is important because readers, publishers, and editors may search for your article based upon this information. Article footer links. This option is only available for use in the Infopond app, and only if it is not grayed out. The following applies only when the option is available. We shall explain this function by giving an example of its use. Let's say you have a ticketing service selling seats at your venue, and you wish to make the public aware of this in the article that you are creating. Simply enter the text tickets into the field named middle link text, and enter the URL for your ticketing provider in the URL field to the right. You may also use the other two fields in a similar manner. Each of the three fields is limited in length to ensure one field does not overwrite the other when displayed to a user viewing this article on their cell phone. These text fields, not the URLs, are displayed at the base of your article. The relevant web page is displayed to the user when they tap on one of the text strings. What's on section. This advanced option is not available to all users and is described separately in the video entitled What's on List Creation. Org message. This advanced option is not available to all users and is described in a separate video. Do not check this option on if unsure of its function. Address fields. Articles can be anchored to an address. This is useful if the article is to be searchable by the location or region described within the article, or if you want your article to be displayed at a map location in the Infopond app. Enter the address into the street field and we auto-search for the full address. Select the complete address displayed in the list as you type, and we automatically create the lat long based upon this full address. You can overwrite the lat long if you wish. If in Australia, also select the appropriate region from within the list of regions. Completing these details if relevant to the article is important because readers, editors, and publishers may search for articles according to the address and region entered here. Match lat long. This field is reserved for future releases. No input is required. Trigger range. This field is reserved for future releases. No input is required. Summary. Lead. Summarize your article here in up to 44 characters. This is displayed above the article in a front page if the option is checked on. Article text. Type or cut and paste the text content of your article here. Infopond accepts unformatted text and formats it accordingly. Display credit and attribution. Check this option on if you wish to display the information you enter into this field. This is only displayed in a front page if the editor or publisher supports this. Infopond app settings. These options only apply where this article is displayed in the Infopond app and does not apply where this article is displayed in our e-publications such as front page. Icon and title attributes. Enlarge icon title. Enlarges the size of the typeface used to display this article's title in map view of the Infopond app. Make icon title bold. makes bold the typeface used to display this article in map view of the InfoPond app. Amplify title further increases the typeface used to display this article's title in map view of the InfoPond app. Icon title color defines the color of the typeface used to display this article in map view of the InfoPond app. Display extra fields. Check this option on if you wish the following two URLs to be displayed in the InfoPond app. Website URL. If you enter a URL into this website field, then a web icon will be displayed to InfoPond app users when they view the article. If no URL is entered, then the icon is not displayed. Users can tap on the displayed icon and the web page defined by the website URL will be displayed. What's on URL? This field has three modes of operation. 1. If you enter a URL into this What's On field, then a calendar icon will be displayed to InfoPond app users when they view this article. If no URL is entered, then the icon is not displayed. Users can tap on the displayed icon and the web page defined by the What's On URL will be displayed. And 2. If the Display What's On First checkbox, located under the What's On heading above, is checked on, then when an InfoPond app user taps to view this article, the user will be taken directly to the web page defined by the What's On URL. This is very useful if the purpose of this article is to direct app users to a web page. And 3. If the Display This Page First checkbox, also located under the What's On heading above, is checked on, then when an InfoPond app user taps to view this article, the user will be taken directly to the web page specified by the URL defined to the right of this checkbox. This is very useful if the purpose of this article is to direct app users to a web page. Submit. Important. Your input is only saved if and when you click Submit. Otherwise, your input is not saved. Back to list. Important. Your input is only saved if and when you click Submit. Selecting Back to List will not save any new input made since selecting Edit or Create for this article. Upon clicking Submit, your article will be processed by InfoPond's cloud services, and if translation is available to your organization, then it will be auto-translated into 12 languages using artificial intelligence. Or if other translation services are available to your organization, then the appropriate translation services will be used.